In other news now, tonight the faithful are remembering Edward Cardinal Egan.
The former Archbishop of New York died this afternoon. Here is a live look now at St. Patrick's Cathedral, where the shock of the sudden loss is being felt. CBS 2's Dick Brennan is here now with more on his life and his legacy. Dick?
Well, it certainly is a shock, Maurice and Christine. We can tell you, Cardinal Egan was having lunch this afternoon, but then went into cardiac arrest and died. He had recently suffered pain in his legs, doctors say, from having polio as a child, but otherwise seemed to be in good health. The death comes as a shock to the faithful. He had a baritone voice and spoke in a formal manner, but one-on-one, Edward Cardinal Egan knew how to connect with his flock.
He loved this city. He loved his priests and his sisters and the parishes and especially the people.
Edward Egan was born in suburban Chicago. He served as Archbishop of New York from 2000 to 2009.
To be invited to serve this splendid archdiocese as its shepherd is quite humbling.
Egan was the spiritual head of 2.5 million parishioners in 400 churches, and he was one of the church's most visible leaders after the terrorist attacks on September 11th.
Fear is not part of our experience today.
In an era of financial challenges and changing demographics, Egan was forced to make tough choices, closing schools and churches with dwindling attendance.
He followed an immensely popular and effective man in Cardinal John O'Connor. And Cardinal O'Connor would be the first to say that he wasn't too good at raising money. He was good at spending it. Okay.
In the spring of 2008, Pope Benedict XVI visited New York. By all accounts, it was a success.
The visit of the Holy Father here, I believe, was about as good as anything we could have ever hoped for.
In 2009, Egan was succeeded by Timothy Dolan, and flashing his sense of humor, vowed to have an active retirement.
If the Archbishop thinks I know how to say Mass and have funerals and do confirmations and so forth, I hope he'll be kind enough to let me do it.
You're hired. He was rock-like in his faith. He was steady in his administration. He was sound in his pastoral judgment, and he was a gift to the church.
Cardinal Egan was 82 years old. Now, Cardinal Dolan said he knows Egan was known for making so many tough choices and unpopular decisions, but he also says he was a great pastor to his people. And right now, guys, no word yet on services.
I think you got it so right, because his public persona was so gruff and formal and serious, but one-on-one, one of the nicest, funniest, kindest men you've ever met, right?
He really was, and that's little known about him because he did have that very almost Roman-like persona, as they said. He did spend a lot of time in Rome, but he also was very funny, and he told a lot of warm stories about people in need, and Cardinal Dolan talked about that. He really cared about the poor, and of course, that's the #1 mission.
Right. And he had such a tough act to follow.
Cardinal O'Connor, of course, indeed.
You bet.
Dick, thank you. Thanks for that report.